Hello and welcome to BerexNews Live. I am Jane Frances Chibuzo, your host for today. On today's episode, we spotlight a press conference held in Lagos by Mercan Group of companies in partnership with Mercan Golden Horizon Limited. Joining us are Jerry Morgan, chairman of Mercan Group, and Inês Costa Moura, lead counsel, will share insight into residency and citizenship pathways, international investment opportunities, and world diversification strategies through programs in Portugal, Greece, and Panama. The event provided a platform to discuss global mobility, family-inclusive immigration options, and emerging opportunities to Nigeria and Africa investors. Stay with us as we bring you key highlights and expert perspective from the engagement. This is BerexNews Live.
Okay, my name's Jerry Morgan. I'm the founder of the Mercan Group of companies. We're a company involved in investment immigration, and we're also a developer. This year we're celebrating our 37th year in business, and what we do is we develop projects either in Panama, Portugal, or Greece that provide a pathway to mobility and potentially to citizenship in different countries through an investment vehicle.
Okay. Whereas Mercan choose investment on tourism and hospitality industry, why the foundation?
Well, I think what we try and do is not that we're attached to any particular industry. I think what we want to do is provide a vehicle for our investors, our partners, our customers, where they can achieve their goals and provide a safe environment where their funds are protected, where they can participate in a program that gets them what they're looking for. So, it just turns out that hospitality is a particular business that worked well with Portugal. But yeah, I think what we're always looking for is a safe avenue for our investors to get what they're looking for.
Okay, you have investment in Portugal, you have in Greece and Panama. Can you tell us other countries that you have your investment on? Can you tell us other countries outside Portugal, outside Greece, outside Panama?
We're really focused.
Can you tell us where you have investments?
Well, we're focused on Portugal, Panama, and Greece. That's because they have a program that's structured to attract investment. So, we really, as a developer, we really focus on countries and programs that provide benefits to our investors. So we're not really in other countries right now.
Okay, let's talk about future plan, Mercan future plans. Okay, are there plans to expand this investment strategy on migration investment to countries such as Nigeria? Are there plans for that?
Well, I think we're in Nigeria now because we believe that there's a market for Nigerian people to participate in our programs. I think, everybody worldwide is looking for mobility, and I think Nigerians are no different. So I think we offer some attractive programs that will attract the business community's interest, senior managers, and people are looking for more mobility and more options for their family.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Inês Costa Moura, what is the unique quality that stands out your organization with the rest? I mean, that's unique thing about Mercan Group of companies.
Developers or other companies in the hospitality business is the unique mix that you get in Mercan. So you get, on one hand, the possibility to invest safely in investment vehicles that have tested and proven that they are safe and capable of delivering to investors what they want, which is mobility, a plan B for their lives. At the same time, those properties are branded by international brands, which means that the properties are interesting properties, well located, well built and whatnot. And compared to, for example, immigration firms, Mercan is the only one basically that offers the product. We are not selling someone else's product, we are not advertising anyone else's product. It is our product, our hotels, our investments, apartments and whatnot in 3 specific countries. So in Portugal you have hotels that allow you to, at 500,000 euros price point, eventually get a passport and guaranteedly having a residency permit. In Greece, at 250,000 euros, you can invest in an apartment. The investor will own an apartment in Athens, and that will get them a residency permit that will then give them access to the Schengen area. And in Panama, at 300,000 euros, starting at 300,000 euros, you have options with investing in a hotel, owning a serviced apartment in a hotel, investing in an apartment in Panama. With that, you get a residency permit very quickly. That is a permanent residency that is going to be renewed as long as the investor complies with the very simple requirements, and it's going to be the investors forever. And at the end of the day, this includes family members in all applications, and it's tested, it's been done, and I think that that's the big difference between Mercan and everyone else, is the scope of services that an investor gets with us.
Okay, that is wonderful. Nigerians, we are investment friendly, and we love things like this. Nigerians that love things like this. What are the modalities on the ground for them to ensure that when they invest, they are being protected, their investments are being protected in your case? What are the modalities?
If you want my opinion, I think that an investor that is informed is an investor that is prepared. That is my opinion. So my recommendation when someone decides to invest in a country, and I'm a lawyer, so I would say get yourself a lawyer. Get yourself a good lawyer, a lawyer that you trust. Get him to analyze the contracts. One advantage that you have with Mercan is you have a pool of investors, right? You have over 5,000 families that work with Mercan, that signed contracts, that bought Mercan properties, that got their passports, their residency permits, that even sold the properties already, right? Because the programs allow for divestment. So the proof that exists is the track record, and it's so simple as go online and look for it. Go to the groups on Facebook, on WhatsApp that exist, and talk about Mercan and the route that Mercan did. So the way to be safe is to be informed, and information is very easy to acquire in this day and age. So go online and get yourself a good lawyer in the place that you decide to invest, because that lawyer will study the contracts and give you whatever additional need for reassurance that your investors might have here in Nigeria.
Okay, let's talk about Portugal. Can you tell us your strongest part of investment, the product you have as the strongest in Portugal? If you want to invest in Portugal, investment policy, what is that strongest product?
You want to explain?
Sure. Well, I think Portugal's evolved over the years. Originally, it was 280,000 or 350,000. Then they made changes to the program in 2023, where they increased the investment into a venture capital of 500,000,
Okay.
and we've adapted to that. We've created a product which works well with our existing product, which is hospitality. So we continue to do branded hotels
Okay.
in prime locations with no debt, and people feel very comfortable with our product. They come to us for safety, and they come for us because, well, we just do a good job.
What about Greece? Why is Greece suddenly or increasingly becoming attractive for investors? Greece, why so?
You
want that? Okay, I can explain. So Greece compared to Portugal, for example, both are in the European Union, right? Both give you access to the Schengen area. Portugal at 500, like Jerry explained, with a venture capital fund, and Greece at 250 and allows for investment in real estate. So what is the difference? You don't get the same, we all know, we don't get the same 250,000 euros or 500,000 euros. So Greece is a residency program with a Greek investment. In a short period of time, about 6 months following the investment, you get a residency permit for Greece, okay? Greece does not allow in practice to get a passport, because for a person to get a passport in Greece, they would have to live in Greece. And the idea for these projects and for these programs is for the investor not to have to live in a specific country. So in Greece, you get mobility. You have access to the 27 countries in the Schengen area, which is great, with a very low price point in terms of investment, and you own your own apartment in Greece at 250,000. So that's the difference between Greece and Portugal.
Okay, just tell us, is there anything you want to tell us, because we don't have that much time to start picking these questions? Is there anything you want to tell us,
Well,
especially on that area of the change in their policy? I'm talking about Portugal. They just changed their visa.
like programs are constantly changing. You know, this industry is evolving. Politics plays a role in it. You know, I think between the 3 different programs we sell, there's something different for everyone and something specific for their own personal condition. So you never know when they're going to change. If you decide it's something you want, you probably should move forward with it. Because yes, programs have changed and they will continue to change. And you know, once you've made up your mind you want more mobility, I guess you will, you know, move forward and choose the right pathway.
On my side, and having advised many clients in matters like this, I agree with Jerry in the sense that it's never going to get cheaper, right? It's never going to get faster. It's not going to get easier. So the sooner you start, the sooner you're there. Make an informed decision, study your options. Those 3 programs bring completely different offerings depending on what the investor is looking for. However, waiting to make a decision 1 year, 2 years, I think the pandemic showed us how important mobility is. And I think that how fast the world is changing today for immigration and everything else shows you that having more than one passport or more than one residency permit gives you options. And that's the best thing you can give yourself and your children. Options, future opportunities. In Nigeria, 100%, an amazing country, but why not a plan B or a plan C, right? Options never hurt anyone. So that would be my advice. If you want to do it now.